As you already know, in August of this year DC Comics will reprint most of its crossovers with Marvel in 2 new omnibuses. One focused on the encounters between the characters of both companies and the other focused on the Amalgam Universe. In the previous video we talked to you in detail about what these collections will contain and their price. Now, it's time to talk about the most recent news about these editions. Some that are very good and others that will displease more than one. Let's start with something surprising. During Comics Pro, DC revealed a sketch by Jim Lee from the Amalgam Universe. This illustration includes most of the characters we met during this crossover. Lee himself shared the image on his social networks and confirmed that it will be used as a connecting cover for Marvel vs. DC Omnibus and Marvel vs. DC, The Amalgam Age. If you remember, in the previous video we told you that each book would have an exclusive cover for comic stores. This is most likely the illustration for the stores, although the latter is not yet confirmed. For now the image remains uncolored, but stay tuned to our social networks where we will share it with you as soon as it is released. Tell us what you think of this illustration. Moving on, DC Comics released Dave Gibbons' regular cover for the Amalgam Age Omnibus alongside a cover by John Romita Jr. for DC vs. Marvel Omnibus. At first, many fans criticized and worried that this was the regular cover of this collection. Fortunately, or unfortunately, DC pulled this cover from the Amazon listing, and days later it was revealed that they will be using an illustration by the legendary George Perez as their regular cover. Both the Perez and Gibbons covers had already been used in previous editions, but it is good to see them remastered. Amalgam's cover will even be a double cover with the artist's full illustration. Originally, this image was split and used for 2 volumes of the Amalgam Universe. One published by DC and the other published by Marvel. If you remember our previous video, we told you that the Amalgam volume was not complete since some titles of this line had not been mentioned in its content. Now, Bleeding Cool confirmed that both the JLX one-shot and the Magneto and the Magnetic Men one-shot written by Gerard Jones will not be included in this collection. This is because, in 2018, Jones was imprisoned for possessing prohibited material. The writer was released in 2022, but DC has refused to have any relationship with him. The publisher even cancelled several reprints of comics where Jones worked. This is a real shame because now the collection will not be complete without these 2 issues. Although both comics are not remembered for being especially good, it is news that will disappoint collectors because more than one would have wanted to own the stories of the Amalgam Universe in their entirety in a single edition. There are still some Amalgam one-shots that have not been confirmed for this collection. We'll have to wait to find out if these will be included or not. JLX was written by Jones and Mark Waid with art by Howard Porter. The comic focused on the members of the JLX, an amalgamation of the X-Men and the Justice League International. For its part, Magneto and the Magnetic Men was co-created by Jeff Matsuda and Art Thibert. These characters were an amalgamation of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and DC's Metal Men. Both stories were heavily inspired by the 1990s X-Men. To finish with this short video, Amazon has already started its pre-sale of both books. In fact, each one has a discount of $18. So, if you decide to set them aside at this time, you will only pay $132 for each book. In the description of this video I leave you the links to Amazon so you can save them. Remember that, if you want to purchase the Jim Lee variant covers, you will have to order them directly from a comic book store and it is likely that their price will vary depending on the currency exchange rate that each store handles. For now, that has been all the information regarding these editions. Tell us which cover you plan to purchase and remember to keep an eye on our Facebook page and WhatsApp group where we share the latest news on these comics.